What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Blue Drew 97 here to talk to you about Boku no Hero Academia, also known as My Hero Academia, chapter 242, titled Be Merry Christmas. And yes, this is a Christmas chapter, even though it is still somewhat summertime, even though it's technically in September. Yeah, it's Christmas time and during the time of My Hero Academia. It's in December, it's cold outside, Principal Nezu is freezing his butt off, so he's hanging with Aizawa. But yeah, when it comes to this chapter, there's a lot going on with this chapter. So much that I ran out of video time for the first time doing this take. So I'm going to try to keep this a little bit briefer than that one, but still hopefully touching on a lot of points. And when it comes to what happened within the first few pages of this chapter, it's basically a lot of exposition, but it's a lot of important exposition because it helps build up the world of My Hero. And when it comes to the world of My Hero, world building is key and crucial, mainly because what they're talking about right now is the internships and why they're having them, because at first the internships were canceled because they thought it was too dangerous for the students to be doing this because they're getting too close to action and it was very dangerous, even though they have their provisional license. But it is the safety commission, which is in charge of all of this, is saying, yo, you need to get these kids in here. And all of the teachers, including Midnight, Vlad King, Aizawa, Cementos, Ectoplasm, Gunshot, if I remember, or Gunslinger, I actually forgot his name. He's that little of importance that I forgot his name. But they're all yo, something's going on. And they immediately come to the conclusion, it's probably the League of Villains. What happened in a Denki ward or whatever that ward was, they're yeah, something went down because how they described it was very vague, and basically they come to the conclusion it's probably involved with the villains. And the reason, and even not Night-Eye, but Midnight brings up a point. It's yo, why are we getting these kids to do internships even though we have more heroes? It's because they're basically preparing for war. That's basically what is going on. They're basically preparing for war, and they're using the students as well as all of the heroes as a form of protection. Because really, in this day and age, even without the symbol of peace, they're basically boned, and they're trying to get as many heroes to help as they can. So what are they gonna do? Well, they're gonna get these kids internships, and they're gonna also try to build more connections with the top heroes, so at least the heroes of UA and the teachers know what they're doing. So that's basically what they talk about. And then we automatically cut to another important thing that we all should be learning about, and something that we have known since the beginning, is that about the traitor. Because Nezu talks to All Might and the detective, and he's yo, we've been monitoring these kids for 4 months and there was no suspicious activity going on. I mean, I said this in the last review, it's probably going to be Denki. When he did this, the symbol of the Liberation Army, it's basically confirmed now. He's the traitor. Whether or not he works for the League of Villains, which is now part of the Liberation Army, or if he did it on his own accord to get whatever benefit he wanted out of it, he's probably it. So yeah, they talk about this, and All Might is yeah, but don't worry, I trust these kids. They're gonna be great heroes. So let's just focus on the internships. And Nezu's okay, I got it. Oh, he's I got it. And then All Might's oh yeah, by the way, why did you call me? And Nezu's do you know what today is? Did you forget what today was? And All Might forgets, and it's Christmas Eve. And we just get an entire panel of all the students dressed up as Santa costumes, wearing their Santa hats. Everyone except Bakugo, because he just can't be a team player. So yeah, basically when it comes to this chapter, there's just a lot of interslice between important, hard-hitting exposition and, weirdly enough, a lot of comedic moments involving the students. And even the students themselves talk about serious issues, but there's always like a little bit of lightheartedness to it, and I think I enjoy that a lot. About this chapter, because they're talking about, oh yeah, this is so weird, like we're forced to do the internships, like, and then they even make a comment like, yo, we're the busiest freshmen in UA's history, and like all of the girls are just talking about like, yeah, this is so weird, and like they're just talking to each other, not only about important stuff, but like they're talking to each other because like the actual characters, because you got Froppy talking to Momo, it's like, do you want to sit down? And it's like, oh no, I'm fine. So like I really enjoy that, because it's like they're like classmates, but they're also friends. That's something that you don't really normally see, so I really enjoy seeing more of this in this chapter. But then we also get clarification on Night Eye's company by Ida asking Deku's like, yo, what about where are you going to work for the interviews? Are you still going to work with Night Eye's agency? And here's something that you don't really like. We understood that this was happening, but it's weird to come into fruition, because apparently Centipedal took over the company, which we already knew, but like we did not know that Night Eye did everything by himself. So they're basically swamped, so they cannot take on internships anymore. And like there's even like a immediate moment where like Bubble Girl's like, oh, it's been so long since I've seen you, how are you doing? Yeah, we're struggling. So like it's a fun dynamic. And like also Gran Torino can't get involved because he got injured by Gigantomachia, so Deku's like all by himself. Was like, I don't know, but everyone's like, yo, don't worry, like we have to go through the internships. Oh gosh, that's gonna be confusing. Internships, so don't worry. And all what I liked about this chapter is like in the background you just have the characters interacting with each other, and those are also funny moments, because when you have Ida and Izuku, they're talking, you have Bakugo and Mina in the background, and Bakugo's like, why are you creeping around me? And Mina's like, oh, no reason. And like I just imagine she's like, oh, no reason, get him, Deki! And Deki just runs in and puts a hat on Bakugo, like a Santa hat. And then after that, they initially just talk about, oh yeah, Bakugo, what are you? Are you gonna work with Best Genius? And like this is something else, because like Best Genius is probably dead, which is sad, because this chapter puts more character not on just Bakugo, but as Best Genius as well. Because Best Genius was like, yo, Bakugo, because like at the beginning, the first scene we ever saw Best Genius is like, yo, I'm gonna make you into like a proper hero. And that is like that wasn't just like bluff. Like he really wants Bakugo to be a great hero. Even learning like, so basically he basically like talks to him like a child's like, so how is school? Did you get did you get your hero name? And Bakugo is even involved. It's like, no, it got rejected. And it's like he asked, oh, what are the names? And like Bakugo's just like King Explosion Murder, Lord Explosion Murder, Explosion Murder, and Best Genius is like, are you even a high schooler? And then we get a little bit of understanding of like the importance of a hero name, and it's basically the hero name is a wish, and the wish is like what that person wants from it. So like the idea of it is like whatever your hero name is, it's what you basically are. Like you are your hero name in a sense, and that is something that like Bakugo may have started to realize as he grew, but Best Genius basically made a promise to Bakugo. It's like, yo, once you become a second year and get your provisional license, come back to me and tell me your name. Like, just keeping that rapport, even to the point in which, like, Bakugo's like, yo, everyone's like, yo, but you can work with anyone. You got, like, a whole lot of, like, requests. He's like, I don't want to work with no rando. So I think, like, he also, like, wants to work with that genius, not because he's, like, the best hero, but because, like, he's built that connection with him as well. And then as soon as we do that, we get a hard cut to Sugar Man, MVP of this chapter, with the turkey coming in clutch. Everyone is getting excited, but then all of a sudden they hear Aizawa in the background saying sorry he's late, and then we see the best moment of this chapter, what I love in My Hero. We see Eri-chan in her cute Santa outfit saying trick or treat because she doesn't know what Christmas or holidays are, and having Aizawa in the background being best dad is like, you got them mixed up. So it was very adorable, even to the point in which like you have Ochaka sliding in saying so cute, and I just have to agree. But here's something, like I said, this entire video, it's also intercut with important stuff. Eri's horn is still growing. It's gotten bigger since the last time that Izuku saw it, and he makes this comment. And the idea of it is that it's chances are high enough it's tied to her emotional state. Like the more distressed or the more happy she is, the more that horn is probably going to grow. So I think, and also apparently she's taken like Zuko's words to heart, which is like basically is like opening up more. So she's a little bit more optimistic. Like basically it's like she's like his hero when like they're fighting off the precepts. So like she's basically changed for the better, and she's very cute because apparently she also painted Easter eggs, and Ochako was like, that's for Easter. And it's what's even better is that she makes a comment again called "Demons Out, Demons In," and I'm like, she's just adorable. So after that, we get more like Christmas themed. We get like them celebrating. Everyone's having a party. They basically do a sort of Secret Santa with Ciro's tape, where it's like they take the presents, they pull like a random string, and they get whatever it is. And like what is great is that obviously Deku got Uraraka's present, and Uraraka got Deku's because Deku got mochi chips. Because obviously Uraraka looks like mochi, and Uraraka got an All Might keychain, which is obviously Deku being a fanboy. And then we also have another scene where we have Tailman. I forgot his actual name, so I'll call him Tailman. And then we have Tokoyami with his present, and Tokoyami has a big sword because if you remember from the rooms, when they were visiting rooms, he has like a very famous sword. So like he's a nerd when it comes to swords, and apparently like they do the exact same thing because it's like in two groups. And guess who gets the sword? Eri gets the sword. The sword is literally bigger than her, and Teleman is just looking at this. Oh, I think it's Teleman. It may be Togata. It's one of the two, but like he just gets shocked that she has the sword that Tokoyami had, and that everyone is smiling, everyone is happy. And then once the party ends, everyone is cleaning up. And then you have Shoto, who like talks to like, yo, Bakugo, Deku. He basically comes out and says, yo, y'all want to enter for Endeavor? And then ends. So basically what this next arc is going to be like the new big 3 arc, or like it's going to be Shoto, Bakugo, and Deku working with Endeavor to do something spectacular probably. So we're going to get probably a lot more character development with all 3 of them because they are basically the strongest in the class. So overall, this chapter was really good. When I first read through it, I didn't think it was that great, but that was because I read it at like 5, 6 in the morning. I was very tired, but after rereading it a second and third time, I realized this is a very good chapter. It's obviously not like an amazing chapter, but I think the comedic moments in this chapter, as well as like the intercuts between series exposition and the comedic moments, was done fairly well. I enjoyed every moment of it. I especially enjoyed the fact that Eri was a part of it, and I just really love Eri, not just as a character, but just aesthetically. Like, she's just a little child, and I just love her to death, and I wish I had a child like Eri, you know, except with like all of like the horrible trauma that has occurred to her. But even if that trauma, I still would like I would still like to have her as a daughter. So that's besides the point. Overall, if I were to give this chapter a score, I would actually give it a 4. I mean, realistically speaking, I'll probably give it more of like, oh, this is a weird number, a 3.8. Like, I thought it was like a really good chapter. I think it was like extremely spectacular. You know what? It's a 4. I'll give it a 4. I really did enjoy the chapter after reading it a few more times, and like I said, I really enjoyed the comedy in it, and hopefully you enjoyed it as well as this review. As I said, this is a little bit later in the day. Hopefully I'll be able to get it onto YouTube at a timely manner, and hopefully those who are watching it will enjoy it. So until next time, I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.